Do y'all hear that rain? It is pouring down over here. And it was so hot, so muggy, and really nice. Then it just started thundering. So, my favorite rainy day comfort food is soup. But I'm going to make it two ways. I'm going to do a dumpling soup. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Let's get it. For our dumpling, you're definitely going to need some spelt flour. I have some of this whole grain spelt flour. We're only using 2 cups. And you're going to need a bowl because we're going to make a dough. You're also going to need some spices. I have some agave, some thyme, some red pepper flakes, some dill, it's my favorite, some coarse sea salt, any sea salt to do, some ginger powder, some onion powder, and some black sesame seeds. If you have white sesame seeds, that's fine. In fact, if you have sesame seed oil, that would be great. I didn't have any more. I ran out, so... and then this is optional, some dulce flakes. If you don't have dulce flakes, if you have nori, that you use for like making sushi wraps, that's fine too. The veggies that I am using, I have some kale, some zucchini, I have red onions, I have mushrooms, green peppers, and some king oyster mushrooms. You can also add red peppers. I was on the fence about green beans. I heard somewhere, well, I didn't hear somewhere, Dr. Sebi's wife, one of his wives, I think it's his last wife, she's actually on Instagram as Mrs. Dr. Sebi. She says that green beans are alkaline, but from my understanding, I believe they're slightly acidic. They have to be like, I don't even think they're at a 7 pH. Anyways, other thing you're going to need is a bowl. In this bowl, I have some coconut aminos, and I'm going to add something to that. I also have, in this small, cute little container, I have some cilantro, some green onions, and a couple of slices of key lime. And in my NutriBullet, I have 2 Roma tomatoes. I have some cilantro stalks, like maybe a third, a fourth of a cup. In the cup, I have, I think I said 2 Roma tomatoes, a fourth of red onion, some, what is that? Oh, some agave. I also have some cilantro stalks. And those little black things, that is papaya seeds. Papaya seeds act like, they're like pepper. So that was a good alternative to black pepper. Then you have some dill, onion powder, some sea salt, and a squeeze of half lime juice. All right, let me reach over here, get this pot. In this pot, this is going to be the base of everything. In this pot, I have some cilantro stalks, red onions, some green onions or scallions, and I also have about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil, but I also have some ginger, chopped ginger. Not a whole lot, maybe about a teaspoon chopped ginger. That rain is not playing, right, baby? That rain is not playing. Okay. A lot of people ask about my dough. My dough, I'm just doing 2 cups. There's 1 cup of spelt. I'm going to get another cup of spelt. And we have 2 cups. To that, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of grapeseed oil. And then teaspoon of, that's about a teaspoon, sea salt. Actually, I think I'm going to do about a tablespoon. Because I want my dough to be seasoned very well because it's in our meal. Comes my son. And to this, I'm going to add some thyme. Add just a tablespoon, a teaspoon, some dill. I really want this seasoned well. Now, well, we'll get into the other part. I was going to make mention that if you don't want to season your dough, then don't. Because I'm not going to use all of it. The other half of my dough, I'm probably going to use for wraps or maybe for okie doke. So to this,
Excuse me.
2 cups of spelt, I'm gonna add 1 cup of spring water. Your spring water of choice, just 1 cup. And we're just going to mix this, until it forms a nice little dough ball. And when it forms that ball, hope you guys can see, we're going to start kneading it. I really love soup. I like soup all year round. Some people don't like soup during the summertime, during the hotter months. I don't know why. I love soup. It's such a comfort food for me. It's filling. You can always pair it with salad or some type of Dr. Sebi approved alkaline bread, loaf, you know, some biscuits or something. Okay, so here is what my dough is looking like. My bowl is really big. See how it's crumbly like that? So I'm going to go in with my hand and start kneading. See that? You want to do it? Ooh. Thank you for helping. And just start kneading the dough. Make sure you're on a surface that you don't mind getting a little messy. This is not for the little prim and proper. This will get a little messy. Keep your flour on hand because you're gonna need to throw a little flour around just to make sure it doesn't stick to you or the surface, any of your surfaces. And so we have our ball. I just threw a little extra flour in there because it started sticking to my hands, which I probably should just, some people rub flour in their hands to help with that. I just threw some in the bowl too, just so it wouldn't be so sticky. And I'm just kneading. You hear that rain? Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Okay, this dough looks good to me. Smells good too. I can smell like all the seasonings. Oh, I wanted to mention something. The bowl that I have the coconut aminos in, that's the bowl that I'm actually gonna eat out of. So when you put your coconut aminos, put like, I don't know, maybe 3 tablespoons of it. Put it in the bowl, a nice deep bowl that you're gonna actually be eating out of, because the sauce that we're making with that is going to be right in your serving dish. It's going right in your mouth. All right, so you have those coconut aminos sitting there. We are going to get ready to make our dumplings. Our dumplings are the star of the show. So I'm multitasking here. Ooh, that thunder is serious. You hear that thunder? Woo! I'm getting attacked. Oh, you hear that thunder? It's so loud. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and flour my surface so that we can make our dumplings. You are so silly. Okay. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Flouring the surface. Keep about a cup. Of course, this is not a cup, but keep you some flour on hand. Woo! Feel like that thunder shook the house. But we gotta eat.
It shook the house.
Okay. I am going. Yeah, that's his stuff anyway. I think I'm just going to use half of this. You don't need all of it. I mean, unless there's just a lot of y'all eating. You're not gonna need all of it. This might be good. This might be a little too much. I don't know. Woo! So I'm gonna try to roll it kind of long. Not so much trying to make it circular, but trying to make it long because I'm just rolling it like pretty long. See, I'm gonna try to flip it over. See, it's really long. I'm gonna flip it. You're not really going for a circular type of thing. Not really. I mean, if you do, that's fine too. We're just gonna layer this puppy with a whole bunch of veggies, and then we're gonna roll it up. That's how we're gonna make these dumplings. They're gonna be filled with veggies. I think this is good. Well, maybe I could thin it out just a little bit more. It's about maybe about an 1/8 inch thick, maybe. It's not like. Okay. What's going inside? We are putting. Make sure it's not. You know what? Before I do anything, I'm gonna put some more flour down. Just in case, because I'm about to layer this baby up and I don't want it to stick, then I not be able to lift it up. So, make sure you still have your flour on hand. Put up under there. Forgive me, I'm looking down because my son is crawling about. He's doing his thing. Ooh, this thunder ain't playing, baby. Okay. Now, I have some zucchini, which I don't know. I'm definitely going to zoom in so you guys can actually see what I'm doing in a minute. But I have it kind of, maybe I have like maybe about an inch. It's an inch off from the edge. This guy's having a blast. Now I have some mushrooms I'm laying out. Now listen, you can put it on top. You can put it beside. I'm going to, like, this is a really thick, hearty, dumpling. How you do it is up to you. I have the button mushrooms right now. And it's going to kind of be rolled like, kind of like a burrito, kind of. So kind of have that kind of concept in mind, somewhat. All right. The oyster mushroom. The oyster mushrooms I'm not putting inside. Although you can. I just kind of want those on the outside. We'll talk about that later. But what's going inside here, I have my zucchini, green zucchini, and some regular white button mushrooms. Woo, woo. That thunder is not playing. Y'all, between us, I'm terrified. I hate thunder. Cannot stand it. Always makes me nervous and scared. But anyways, we all right. I just put some red onions up here too. So I have zucchini, red onions, button mushrooms, the sliced ones. And then I'm going to put some green peppers in here. And you know, like I said again, I'm going to do it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. You can put ginger in here. You could put some green onions. Put anything in your dumpling, but these dumplings, baby, are not playing. These are going to be some hearty, healthy, alkaline dumplings. All right, I have some kale I'm putting in here too. Yeah. I'm going to let you guys see what I've done before I roll it up. Make sure you have a knife too. I mean, this is just dough, so, I mean, you can use a butter knife, but I prefer you get something a little stronger in case you're cutting through veggies, because all of our veggies are raw. Let me make sure I got all these veggies up in here. But give me a second. I'm going to show you guys what this is looking like. Oh my goodness, my son is funny. Okay, this is what it looks like. See that? I have it all layered. I'm going to go ahead and roll it. I'm just going to roll it from this end, like a little burrito. Just roll it. And then I'm going to cut it. But we'll see that in a minute. All right? Ooh, this storm is not playing with us. Excuse me for a minute. I had to take a small nursing break. But while I have you guys here, I kind of wanted to tell you, with the dumplings, you can do it a whole bunch of ways. I mean, I roll it. I put a lot of veggies in it. You don't have to do that. And I rolled it, and then I'm going to cut it down in sections. And then once you do that, you may decide you might want to just add more dough or not. The other way you could do it is just, you have your veggies out, you already have your dough, just pull pieces of your dough, flatten it out like a circle, put your veggies inside, and then close it back up, like a stuffed dough ball kind of thing. You could definitely do that. As long as it's secured and you have your veggies in there, you'll be fine, because once we put it in the boiling water, sometimes it can expand a little bit, but the whole point of it is for it to stay intact. We're not going to cook them with the soup. Well, with the first soup, we're not necessarily going to cook them with the soup. We're going to put them into just boiling water, salt your water, and let it boil for a minute. And then we're going to put them into that bowl that we have our coconut aminos in, but we're going to jazz that bowl up too. So remember, when you're making dumplings, these aren't wontons, they're dumplings. Some people just take balls of dough and just drop that in the water, and that's dumplings. A lot of Jamaican dishes, when they make certain dumpling dishes with ackee, and I think they usually have it with like saltfish or something, but They make dumplings. It's like just a little dough ball. But this is just a little different. This particular dumpling ball is stuffed with plenty of veggies. I wanted it to be a soup that's definitely hearty, comforting, and that's super filling. Now, and keep in mind, like I said, I'm going to do it two ways. The tomato base that I had in the NutriBullet is going to be for the way that I'm going to do it for my family. Don't fuss at me. Yeah, I'm doing one that's going to be a little bit different. Kind of, sort of, kind of Asian inspired, but not. The other one is going to have more of a tomato base. Okay, so I have some water boiling, and I'm adding a little salt to the water. And to the side, I have the king oyster mushrooms and some kale. I left a little bit of it out. Here are the dumplings. What I did was, after I rolled them like a burrito, I cut them, like chopped it, and then in nice sizes. And then I grabbed each piece that I cut, and I just squeezed it like that, just so that the dough can kind of wrap itself around the veggies that are in there. They are packed with veggies. That's why I said, really try to season your dough so that, you know, you can get all that flavor in there. I have some water boiling. Again, I have kale and king oysters to the side. I'm going to drop a few of these in the boiling water, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to take our tomato mixture that was in our NutriBullet and go ahead and blend this up. All right. Okay, remember this pot right here with all those goodies? We're going to go ahead and fire this up. When they start floating to the top, they're pretty much done. See how they expanded somewhat? I'm going to pull these out and put them in a strainer just to cool off and sit. Yeah. And then I'll put the next batch in. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this water, this starchy water. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to put some of the mushrooms in there, the king oyster, and some kale right before I pulled them out. Sorry. So put your king oysters and your kale in there for about, I don't know, maybe about 2 minutes. And then we will take them out. Okay? All right. Here is our coconut aminos. We're going to grab some of this starchy water. I'm using a ladle, and we're going to put that in there. I think I'm going to just do 2. Maybe I'll do 1 more. Okay. And then those veggies that I put in that water, I'm going to put those in there. There's I had one zucchini just swimming around, so I just grabbed her up. Those veggies we sauteed. I'm going to take a little bit of these. And then put them in the bowl. Okay, to that tomato sauce that I blended up, I'm going to add, that's so good. I'm going to add some of this. to it. I'm using the rest of it to add to the pot that has the veggie so that I can make more of a tomato base with the rest of the other dumplings. I'm adding some black sesame seeds, some agave, some onion powder, some ginger powder, and I'm gonna mix this. At this point, it's really hot because it still has that starchy water in there. I'm gonna mix all this up, and then here's the part where it's optional, but you can add those dulce flakes. Here are the dulce flakes. And I'm just gonna, got them all over the place. I'm just gonna mix it all in. All right, now I'm gonna add some of the dumplings. They've cooled off a little bit, but still a little hot. I'm not gonna overdo it. Yes, I am. I am gonna overdo it. Whew, it's hot, hot, hot. All right, I'm adding that cilantro green onion mix. And I am going to squeeze some of this lime. And there you have it. That's one way. I'll show it to you the other one when I use the tomato base. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
So for the second dumpling soup, what I did was I took that tomato mixture and I poured it right into that pan that had the onions and the cilantro stalks, and just warmed it up and poured it right on top of these dumplings. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe.